And we're ready? Okay. Call to order. Welcome to the Frazier Park Public Utility District regular meeting agenda for Thursday, June 9th, 2022, and it is 6:01 p.m. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call with directors. Director Garcia.
Here.
Director Gibson is absent. Director Schoenberg.
Present.
Director Kelling.
Here.
And Director Nyman is here. We do have a quorum. There's four and one absent. Two, discussion vote, adjust agenda if necessary.
Oh, you have to pass the sheet because you're.
Rama, this is Oscar. If I could mention something.
Just read that. Yes, Oscar.
I have a funeral viewing to attend, so I would like to ask if there isn't any inconvenience, if there's anything that I need to address, if it could be moved up.
We have only one issue. We can move it up, but we can't move it up past the session that we have to do because we are also.
Okay. Let him do this move, and then we could talk about it, Oscar.
Thank you. I'd like to move that we add an item to the agenda due to the need to take immediate action, and that the need for action came to the attention of the local agency subsequent to the agenda being posted. I'd like to add the item to be added would be conference with legal counsel in anticipation of litigation. And that's under Government Code 954-956.9B, only one item.
And we'd like to move that to
Immediately.
right now.
To now.
Well, we need to just, before we move that, can we just adjust the
Yeah.
agenda as well? While we have
Yes.
Oscar.
What does Oscar to do?
So.
Yeah.
Don't I have to second this motion first?
Yes.
I second it.
Okay, roll call with directors. Director Garcia.
Aye.
Director Gibson's absent. Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
Aye.
Director Nyman's and I. 4-0-1 absent. Motion carried. So we will add that to the agenda. Okay, so now Director Schoenberg.
Okay, I'd like to move that we change the items that Oscar specifically needs to deal with, which would be item number 10 and item number 11, and go ahead and move those to directly after we come out of our closed session.
So after
After number 2.
2.1.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Director Kelly has seconded. Roll call with directors. Director Garcia.
Aye.
Director Gibson's absent. Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
Aye.
Director Nyman's and I. 4-0-1 absent. Motion carried. Okay. Is that it on all the items?
There's some other things, but I think we can just deal with them as they come up. I mean,
Okay.
we just have to table some of the letters under items.
Yeah, I think we can do that at the time. So, okay. So, so before we even go to public comments, we're gonna go into closed session. So, how are we gonna handle this?
That's what we're trying to figure out. I was originally gonna put Ellen on speakerphone so I could close out all the Zooms, but I forgot Dee's on Zoom. So we're gonna have to play with the technology a little bit, figure out how to
So
do
we have to-
hybrid closed sessions. So bear with me. We'll
Can-
have to have Alan log into Zoom.
Couldn't. Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that and just put everybody else in a, I mean, just
I'm
put
gonna-
us in a room.
But remember, I have two devices. One is audio, one is video.
Do we have a
So-
call-in line? Maybe? Or does D have a call-in line?
Yeah, because Dee could call in.
Well, it's still
and
gonna be the
attorney
same thing, we still have to separate the, right? We
Well,
separate the rooms,
You could
right?
set, we still have to separate the Zoom because you could do.
But couldn't you turn Zoom off and just do D and
I don't know how to,
the attorney as a conference call?
I don't know
I don't know how to
both on that.
conference call it.
Oh.
Cause that's got, it's hooked to the phone system, it's got 2 lines. Anyway, let's try to do that, I just told him that we're gonna have, I'm asking him to log on.
Okay,
And separate people.
so I'm gonna create a breakout room. I'm gonna throw this on
There's
the
Alan
breakout
right there.
room. Okay, bear with me while I figure out this closed session.
Yeah, because I think if we're in the breakout room, the audio and video shouldn't still, oh,
Yeah, it's just that we have two devices now. So Alan
oh, they will
Dee.
still be going though.
and
That's it, right?
As a
Order.
board?
Order.
You have to,
Tiffany's the expert on this, she'll figure out how to make it happen for us. Hopefully the new technology is gonna make it a lot easier. We don't know if it will yet, but for this situation, you know, that you get the new thing up there, would imagine.
But on the like live stream, won't they still be able to hear?
Well, that's what she's been.
No, we did test it before, and I'm gonna ask Pam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Do you need me to run a room?
Yeah, do you mind watching the main room and just making sure that you can't see or hear anything of what's gonna go on in the closed session?
Absolutely. Do you want me to just text you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you, Pam.
Anytime.
Sure.
Hey, Trish, just so you know that you're not muted and we can hear you. So I don't know if that's a personal call.
It's 2 weeks from now.
Okay, we're going back in the room now. Okay, we are returning.
Wait until it's everyone. So we got. And we don't have to yet.
Yeah, but I can still reach back in.
You know,
Okay, can I go, Tiffany?
Yeah.
We are returned, from closed session of conference with legal counsel on anticipated litigation, government code 954-956.9, paragraph DB, at 7:02. The board has authorized staff, legal counsel, and project ad hoc committee to move forward with an initial offer on acquiring certain interest in real property consistent with eminent domain law. Okay,
And what was the vote?
and the vote was 4-0, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Motion carried. Okay, now, we moved on to,
10.
to number 10. Discussion vote, update on meter replacement project and emergency supply well project. A update on drilling well 7 is, that would be UD.
Yeah, he's there. You're muted.
D, you want to unmute yourself?
Sure.
D?
What did Carlos have to say about any of it? I mean, Oscar.
Well, we need you to just, Oscar needs to do the claims and payouts.
well, they're coming back.
Okay. Well, we could just, okay, update on drilling well number 7. Possibility will be within 2 to 3 months. We're gonna skip, B.
Table. I'll move that we table 10B.
Okay, do I hear a second? House chair.
I don't know. There's nothing to take into, let's see. Discussion will- I don't think we should say that. We really need D.
There's nothing
D,
to say-
can you,
there's nothing to say about it.
dear, you have it on mute?
Can hear us. Can any of them hear us?
Maybe you went to the rest.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Yeah, you probably want, we've been on the meeting already for an hour, you probably wanted a quick break.
We can't just go to Oscar and let him do the claims and payouts and then go back.
I think we can just say, so on item 10A, I think we can just say that we have discussed with the drillers, D has discussed with the drillers that were awarded the bid, the holdup that we have, and we were given an assurance that they will try to stick with us for the next couple of months with the same price. And then B, we're working on the easements that we need for drilling that well. C, the project budget, requesting additional funding, and I thought that's why we need D, because I think, we did do that letter, and it has gone to, I don't think it has gone to Lawrence yet.
It has not yet.
It has not,
I
correct?
need to go to the restroom.
It has not yet, yeah.
Well, then we should
Can
move that we
can
take a break.
Can we
because
can
we're
we
having
take a
all the
five, can we
directors.
take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, I move that we take a 5-minute break.
Go.
Well, we need to vote
Well, you
on
gotta
it. There's
vote
not
no.
enough.
I'll second, there's not enough of us.
You've
to
got
do
a
this.
second? Yes,
I'll
there is.
second it.
Yeah, there's 3 of you.
Okay,
Roll call of directors. Director Kellen,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
aye.
Director Garcia is absent, Director Gibson's absent, Director Nyman's and I.
Okay.
Motion carried. We'll
5-minute
take a
break.
5-minute break.
Break time.
And D's back.
No, he's,
No, he's
oh, yeah,
still.
now he is back.
I'll be right back. We are returning to session at 7:09. Okay, D, we're on 10C. Discussion vote on meter project budget and requesting additional funding. Where do we stand on that?
You're muted. Unmute you.
There we go. Not used to this new technology. Wrote a letter, a draft letter for the board's review regarding requesting additional funding for the pipeline replacement. I'm sorry.
And I looked at that, Dee, but I didn't see that Director Garcia had said anything, but is that something that we have ready to discuss with Lawrence at the at the state meeting next week?
Yes, that it's ready for discussion. It's actually, I updated the estimate for the meter replacement project and took into account that we moved some funds from the meter replacement project to well 7 and then generated a difference of, I think, 234,000, something like that. So then I added 10% to that because prices are probably gonna go up by the time we actually do this, so asking for an additional 302,000 for the meter replacement project. So the draft, did that get to, Lisa, did that get to you? And,
Yeah, I looked at it and commented on the email, but Director Garcia did not.
oh, okay,
I was good with it, and I think I just said that I was okay with you sending it, but it needed to be on letterhead, and I asked Johnny, is that something we could do, and then I didn't get a reply, so I think we're just sort of waiting for Director Garcia and putting it on letterhead and sending it to Lawrence, so I'm hoping we can do that. Even without Director Garcia, I mean, we can actually talk, maybe we should just read it right now, get the rest of the directors okay with it, and then we can just put it on letterhead and send it. Because that was the holdup. You didn't have it on letterhead yet, and it hasn't gone to Lawrence yet.
Right.
And
The,
board hasn't seen it other than me.
it's a Word document and can be easily copied onto district letterhead.
Can you send it to me again, Dee, as well?
Yes,
Are we gonna look at it now, or?
I can read from it if you want.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pull it up right now. Hold on.
I think I can put it up on the screen. I can find it.
Well, I know he was on the previous one.
Right? It should scare you.
I'm gonna start reading though. I have it. So May 28th, 2022, to Lawrence Sanchez, Project Manager, Office of Sustainable Water Solutions, blah, 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 via electronic mail delivery. RE Fraser Park Public Utility District updated estimate for meter replacement project. Dear Mr. Sanchez, attached is an updated budget for replacing 1,269 residential meters together with my January 29, 2021 memorandum that updated my earlier memorandum on the same subject. The recent inflationary period has created an unprecedented increase in water system components along with other effects on the economy. Reference is made to the Engineering News Record cost index numbers for the period of January 1, 2022 to May 1, 2022. The index increased at a rate of about 0.9% per month, almost 1% per month. Using this as an indicator, I revised the meter replacement budget from $2,767,000 to $3,021,550, an increase of $254,550. That amount should cover increases through the end of the year unless the inflation rate increases. Earlier this year, we revised the budget numbers for the combined well 5 replacement project by increasing funds for the well 5 replacement project. The revised budget numbers retained the total project budget amount of $3,997,427, but moved additional funding to the well 5 replacement project because the project, you're missing a I just noticed, because project came in at $1,077,392, higher than originally anticipated. However, you had anticipated that this might happen and had built in a contingency in the event that it would happen. My records show that the well 5 budget increased from $839,438 to $1,209,455 with the addition of soft costs and temporary easement costs. When the $1,209,455 is added to the new meter replacement budget of $3,021,550, the total is $4,231,005. So D, there's two typos on that 4 million. You need a dot instead of the comma, and on the earlier there needs to be a the in the paragraph above that. Anyway, so an increase of $233,578. Therefore, the district is requesting a 10%, and that needs a space between and 10%. A 10% increase in funding amounting to an additional $302,000 with the anticipation that inflation will not consume the increase by the time the funding is available. D. Jasper, District Engineer.
So it's a Word document, and if you want to correct it there at the district, you can just copy it over and put in whatever corrections you want, and put it on district letterhead and
Okay, so
get it sent.
And
Can you
are
make
you
them-
okay with that, Tiffany? I will send it to you right now, and then
can you make a motion for us, the board, to approve the letter?
okay, so I'd like to move that we approve the letter and place it on district letterhead to be sent to Lawrence.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. Okay, 302 absent. Motion carried.
Did I miss the signature line? If it's still on district letter?
The signature line D is, Becky would be the signature line, correct? Or you, or both? I think it'd be better both.
One more time, Lisa, I didn't,
The signature line, we have just you as district engineer, but if it's on our letterhead, do you want, and I think I'll have to do it because Becky is ill, but we need a signature, I think.
I was thinking that that either Johnny as the manager or the president of the board would sign it. I can certainly sign it. Just shoot it over to me and I'll sign it and send a PDF back. But I thought maybe the district would want to make that an official district document.
I think normally we've been having the president sign it, but
That's
I
not what
think
it
it'd be
is.
okay.
The state has me sign stuff every month.
Yeah, let's have, are you guys okay with part of my motion being that, amending it so that Johnny signed that?
I'm fine with that.
You were the seconder, right?
Yes,
You're okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I don't think we really vote on
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Okay, I'm trying to send it to you right now, but it's not.
Got a call up on my computer and here I'll send it to you.
Okay, if you can send it to Tiffany, and Tiffany, I can give you the couple changes.
okay, D, discussion vote on bridge loan for meter replacement.
So this is where we need Oscar. We definitely, I think, should be moving forward on trying to acquire a bridge loan, Oscar. What do we need to do to start to move forward on that?
Okay, so I'm still waiting on information. I don't have any further.
This is Carlos. If you guys are planning to apply for the bridge loan, you guys need to do it like now because I believe there's only like $1.5 million that she has for bridge loans. And there's already 2 people that have submitted applications. So you guys need to submit your guys' paperwork and stuff now before somebody else does.
Okay, so can you send us that paperwork so we can?
Yeah, I'll send you the stuff that's needed, the
We would be asking
paperwork.
for the additional amount that Dee's asking for, which would be at $302,000.
Okay, so you guys just want to ask for the 302?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there's, like I said, there's 2 systems that have submitted applications. So there's still like $500,000 left. So you guys would qualify if you guys submit it like now. So I'll send Tiffany the paperwork tomorrow. I know you guys are closed tomorrow, but I'll send it to her tomorrow.
That's correct.
And if you guys
right?
get stuff,
That would cover us. The 302 would cover us. currently? If we had to move forward before we were approved for, 'cause Lawrence said it could take up to 6 months to be approved.
Wow. Well, it's, it depends on what inflation does. I haven't heard the latest. We were at about 1% a month for the first, I think, 5 months of the year. It may have eased up a little bit. And I included, an inflation rate all the way to the end of the year. We go beyond that, it's really anybody's guess. We could ask for 20% more, to maybe.
Can we ask for a contingency on top of that, Gino, if he's done all of these figures, Oscar or Carlos? So would we?
You mean funds from contingency?
No, 302,000 with a 20% contingency for inflation.
Okay.
Is that possible to do, or would we have to figure in other words, do the numbers have to match exactly, or are we able to put in for inflationary issues?
Now I have a question, since this is a no interest loan, right, bridge loan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
you guys can ask for as much as you guys want. It just has to be payable. It's payable within a year. So there's no interest and there's no
Why don't
fees.
we just ask for 500,000?
So can we ask for the 500,000?
Yeah,
You
you
could
guys
ask
can
for-
ask for whatever amount you want up to the 500,000.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll ask 500,000,
Okay,
and then we'll give back whatever we don't use,
okay.
because we'll pay it off before that.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, do we have to vote on that? Okay, Director Schoenberg,
I'd like to move that we approve moving forward on the bridge loan with Self-Help Enterprises for the meter replacement project in amount up to $500,000.
do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Oh, and then, I'm sorry, and then we allow Tiffany to fill out the initial paperwork to send that in.
Can you accept that friendly amendment?
I'll accept that amendment.
Okay, roll call of Director Garcia is absent, Director Gibson is absent, Director Kelling,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's and I, 302 absent, motion carried.
And since I did that, anything that you need to run by me, I'm willing to look at it, try to work with you on.
On the urgency on this,
I think
when do
it,
you want me to, I mean, do you want this done like now, tomorrow now, or do you want Monday? Just, I'm opening
No, you
the
can
door for
do it Monday.
Well, if you're not,
Oh, it's
if
usually
you're,
the-
if you're not otherwise tied up and you don't mind coming in tomorrow, would probably be better if you feel like
That's
doing
what
it.
I mean.
yeah, I'm
Usually I
good
get it
if,
in
I'm
this
good
second.
if you would be willing to come in tomorrow. I'm just not
I would
home the whole
appreciate
time. If
that.
you need to run stuff by me, you'll have to call me.
So if you could get that information to Tiffany, first thing in the morning,
Then you can take
Carlos?
Part of that time on Monday, right? Or
Yeah, I
how
do
do
have
you-
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. All right, so,
You're available.
okay. All right, E, discussion vote on plans specifications for meter replacement. Where do we stand on that, D?
They're done.
Yay!
We just need to go out. Well, I think they're done. They're about ready to go. We've kind of put them on hold, but they could be brought up to speed real quickly. I think Curtis said last time I talked to him, they're like 95%. So, they're virtually ready to go.
Director Schoenberg?
And basically, once we get the bridge loan, we would be able to go out to bid. So we had been putting off going out to bid because we were concerned about that extra money.
Yeah.
But once we have, dialed in plans and specs, and if we're able to get the bridge loan, we would be able to move forward with awarding a bid.
So, we can hold on those plans. We can update them within a day or two. until we get the bridge loan, affirmative on the bridge loan, and then finalize them, so they'll be 100% fresh when we're ready to go to bid. Otherwise, if we wait a while, we're gonna have to go.
Right,
Okay, sounds good.
perfect, so that covered F as well.
Right, so on G, discussion vote on claims and payouts. Where do we stand, Oscar?
Claim 3 has been, it's in process. I know Eric Manzano had some questions about some of the claims, but D got me that information, and it seemed like he was satisfied with it, so it's in process.
So 11, discussion vote on pipeline replacement project. A, vote on the technical assistant work plan. Now, D, you've already signed that and everything, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, so we are in effect with Self-Help Enterprises on the ability to move forward.
that's right. And right now, what we're doing is we're talking to about 3 different contractors who have worked in the area and getting prices, getting their prices for a crew rate, so that we can talk with them and discuss and pick one who we think would be do the best job for us. I think all the rates are going to be pretty comparable, but Self-Help wanted us to take a look at 3 different contractors and then select one, and we're in the process of doing that right now.
Okay, so that's so B, vote on the project budget, is that?
In the works.
So that's in the works. So C, vote on draft project plans and specs. We don't
Can't
have
happen
that.
until we have potholing and
Okay,
mapping.
and we can't have that till potholing and mapping. So E, discussion vote on, so what's the deadline on this project application, Oscar? That we have to put in, so we don't miss our $10 million? Or Carlos?
We're supposed to submit the general application by July,
Okay.
and that's pretty much done already. I just need some dates from D, and these are I'm pretty sure they're going to be estimated, since it's going to be hard to say for sure these are the actual dates. And these dates are not set in stone. I mean, that's why they're estimated. So I just need those dates so we can submit the application.
So you're gonna work D with Carlos to get that accomplished?
But I actually, Curtis and Carlos and I are gonna have to have a telephone call and just discuss what practical dates we need to put in there.
I just want to make sure we get this application in, that we don't miss the date on it. I don't want us to, end up having an issue.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's it for Oscar, right?
I think that's it for Oscar. Oscar, you can go. My condolences, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you, Brahma. Have a good rest of your evening, everybody.
All right,
Thank
you too.
you.
That's good.
And
We're back on number
Okay.
3.
okay, we're back to number 3, public comments. Are there any public comments at this point?
This is Joan. I do have something, but you guys might bring it up. It's on one of the items. You might answer it in your discussion, so if I can just hold off.
Yeah, you can, at any time, there could be comments on each discussion item.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Move back for a minute to item 2, adjust agenda. I realize that we need to table yet again the employee handbook, item 15.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. 302. Motion carried. So that number 15 is tabled. Okay. All right. Okay. Number 4, report of officers. The president's absent, vice president.
All of my issues are on as items.
Okay. Secretary is absent. Treasurer. Oh, that's me. I'm the treasurer. Okay. We're going to have to go to the bank. Apparently, they did the $35 fee, analysis
Again.
service fee again on the general fund, which should be coming out of our operating fund. So we have to go to the bank again and get them to correct that. Secondly, they did a monthly maintenance service fee on our Lake of the Woods planning account of $13, which they shouldn't do. And I have one question, Dee. You have a check that you've been holding for $297. We had reissued the check to you guys, and you have not deposited it yet.
I'll check with management on that.
Yes, please do, because we would like to clear that account. I did transfer $13 back into the account to cover the maintenance fee that the bank took out so that we don't bounce that check. So, but if you could get that deposited, that would be great.
What's
Also,
the amount, Rama?
it's $297.
Okay.
Then also lastly, they took out a $25 analysis service fee on our USDA payment fund account. So now we've got to talk to,
That's really bad.
and there's no reason for them to take that
The
out.
payment fund shouldn't have had any money in it.
Yes, that's the payment fund that, remember, I
Yeah, that you
transferred.
fixed, but we left some money in it to be safe,
Okay,
right?
we transferred all the money that's gonna be taken out in October, the principal and interest. I also transferred $5,000 to be over in case there's some
So we're okay.
error. So we're okay, but we
But
still
they
need
still
to go to the bank and
Yes.
get
They
that
don't need to be
corrected.
doing much.
So when can we do that? Can we just make a,
I don't know, when are you available?
I can do that on Monday, the 13th in the afternoon, or really early in the morning.
A question, didn't the treasurer ad hoc, didn't we disband that?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We could do that at Monday. Monday morning, what time do you want to do it Monday morning?
What time do they open? 10 or 9?
I think they open at 9, don't they?
I think they open at 10. I don't know, can we say 10:30 because I have a doctor appointment before then?
Okay, 10:30,
Yeah,
okay. Sounds good to me, and I have all the documentation saved. Okay, so the bank, 10:30 on Monday. Okay. All right, JPIA representative? You have any? Nothing, okay. Number 5, board member initiatives, not aware of any. 6, managers report.
All right, as you guys are aware, there's been a critical lack of any parts that are made out of brass or copper. Every fitting that we use, from the curb stop and the meter to our poly push-ons, is terribly hard to find. I've traveled all over the place and looked up all kinds of other suppliers. I've had back orders for curb stops for the last 3 months, and there's still no sight of it. The only way to find them typically is to walk in and find 1 or 2 on a shelf, and we use them all the time. I was directed to go to a place called Core in Maine, which is like a Ferguson in Bakersfield. I went in there and asked them if we still had a charge account. They said that it expired in 2018. they shut it down. They did have some parts that we need, but they said it would be exceptionally expensive because we would be paying credit pricing instead of whatever. So there's an online way to renew our credit. So I was gonna let you guys know I was gonna do that since we already had one before. And I think
Okay.
any supply house that sells Waterworks products, we need to have accounts. So when it becomes available, I can purchase the stuff. In preparation for the smart meter project, I'm gonna try to order 200 or 300 curb stops. They're like $90 a piece. But when they start changing all the meters, that it's not part of the project to replace the curb stops. But if they're replacing them and they break, we're gonna need to have something on hand
Right.
for us to do it. So I'm gonna place the order in hopes that it gets here before the meter project starts.
Okay.
The other thing is, the newspaper asked us to write a letter as a district to support the broadband funding to improve broadband for the mountain communities. Lisa kindly stepped up and formulated a letter. I took it to Jerry Garcia. He really loved it, approved it. I put it on letterhead and I delivered it to the newspaper. It's going to be distributed in a packet from the schools and all the other businesses that get up here. So that's a good thing. The AT&T bill, can I cover that even though we have financial stuff? AT&T bill went up to $1,100.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
because it expired like normal, I called the lady. I worked for 2 days with one lady yesterday, one lady today. They said to just go ahead. They started the process of putting the regular pricing in again. It takes 2 to 3 billing cycles. So even though we'll be getting a bill for like $1,100-$1,200 just to pay what we normally pay, which is like $350, and then at the end of that time period, they'll credit it and it'll be all worked out, but not to worry that we're on par for it again.
And they will, here's the other question, because when we don't pay the full amount, they're gonna charge us late charges.
Don't do it. Well, I didn't ask about the late charges. They just said to pay the regular amount, and at the end of this, everything will be credited back the way it should have been, and the bill will come out good. So
And you definitely have that person's name and employee ID or something?
she sent me an email, but I talked to two
Okay.
different ladies. One lady, the first one I talked to, they took me an hour, literally from the parking lot to Bakersfield to get off a hold. She put in the paperwork, and then the lady today from that paperwork called me to tell me to do the same thing. So that's under control. The pipe repair that we were talking about behind North End, it was going to cost several $1,000s to fix. I have 3 more of the clamps here, but I ordered 4 special made clamps that we've never, as far as I know, nobody's used them. And it seemed to work on the repair. So that really was nice that it actually worked. We went out and put that repair on. We had another, it's not a leak, but on the street in town, all of a sudden people came up to do weed abatement and they had no water at their house, even though they should have had water. The service line, when we went to take it apart, broke off. 0 water in the pipe. It's a big mystery. So we spent all day yesterday running a new service line to get that going. We had another leak on Summit today that we all worked on. Got that done. So other than that, business as usual.
Okay.
And just a
Director Schoenberg.
quick question, because we have a new employee, correct? And
Oh
that's-
yeah, we have Osvaldo. He's on his probation period. He's working out really good. He does not live on the mountain. He lives on the other side of Mettler, I believe. But he's currently trying to find a place that he can afford with him and his lady and newborn baby to move up here, to move closer. So I'll keep you posted on as time goes over the 90-day probation period.
I have a question.
Sure.
The guys running around in the Polaruses, they're supposed to wear helmets?
I'm not concerned that they wear seatbelts just like in a car. There's a roll cage in there, and the cops don't bother us with that. They're just like a car with a roll cage, and they're seatbelted in. So as long as they're wearing their seatbelt, we're good with that.
We're going pretty fast down the road today.
Yeah, I'll tell them to go slow because, but see, they appear to be going fast, but the top speed on those things is about 30 miles an hour, but they appear to be going faster. So I'll tell them to watch their speed, especially going past your house. I tell them all the time, there's a board member that lives on every street, so. But anyway, yeah, they, if you're going down a hill, they're gonna go 35 miles an hour, so they couldn't have been going too fast, but it appears like they're flipping around because they're small. But I'll talk to them about it.
Okay, all right, administrative, assistance report?
So the LIWAT program is now active and online. That's the low income household water assistance program. I put a flyer up on our website. I have a flyer up here on the counter. And I called and I spoke with the Family Resource Center, and they were very excited to hear about the program. She called the authorized agency. It's a Bakersfield community assistance type location, and they're the ones who are going to be handling the application process. So Family Resource called over there. They're going to send her an application, and she's going to make copies. And once she gets that, anybody who we know who could use the help, we can send them to the Family Resource, and they'll get them moving with the application process. So that's awesome.
That it?
I think that's it. And we have about 2 weeks to submit the special assessments. And if you know anything about the last few weeks here, I've been doing like tasks worth of 30 minutes of time. So definitely stretched thin, but I'll have it done.
Okay. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, we appreciate it. Okay, number 7, ad hoc committee reports, project committee.
So, we will be doing the state meeting next week. We did, have a few things to go over. I ended up answering all of those. Director Garcia, wasn't able to, but we did answer all the emails that, were sent us. And, yeah, I think we're just moving forward on lots of different projects. More will be revealed.
Okay, perfect. Accounts payable committee, we met, we also had went over, the bills and did a couple reclasses, but we had a question for the board. There's, 3 different, payments from Fraser Park Lumber, that had to do with the antenna of the SCADA, and we didn't know where to classify that, whether we should just put, does that antenna, you know, all the, because it's like the cement and everything that they got, from Fraser Park Lumber.
So are we doing that like with under Nessa's direction, or because
Yeah.
I saw that SCADA?
Yeah, no, we
stuff
worked
too?
out there, and the antenna's been out there. We trenched, we installed the basic for the antenna.
Okay.
When I get it, finally, we get it trenched across the road for the cabling to the office, which we've been trying to do, but we've been hammered. Then Nessa's gonna come out and help us actually put the antenna up. It's designed, the base we put in the ground is designed, because it's 40 feet tall.
Right.
It's gonna lay on the ground, it bolts 1 bolt in the bottom, hook it all up, and then we walk it up, and we stand it up, and then bolt it in place. So, I didn't know if that would be, distribution, because it's SCADA. I didn't know
I
what
think
it'd
it
be.
should be distribution and be classed, have a class that's SCADA system, so that way Deborah can pull it up separately, even though it's under distribution, she can go in, because it's, although the antenna itself is gonna be an asset.
Antenna and the new radios and all that stuff, we've already got that put somewhere. And then we also have to track that, so then when I asked the USDA about using the reserve funds for the SCADA upgrade, we know exactly how much we spent.
Then it needs to be an asset.
Yeah, it's all gonna be an asset,
So
because
it
we've already
doesn't
got,
go under
we've already got
distribution.
SCADA as an asset though, see? That's what I'm saying, so it would be added and then just tracked, it would be added to SCADA,
It would have to be,
Well,
because it's all part of the radios, it's all the
You
radios.
can't say that concrete is an asset.
The
Well-
concrete is part of the house.
Well, but that won't depreciate the concrete, but it's definitely part of the SCADA system. So if we listed it all under SCADA,
Yeah, I think it just needs to be like SCADA project or something, so that we
yeah,
can,
then we can track all that
Class
with
it
paying,
out.
paying Nest and everything. We already paid Nest some money for the radios.
So Deborah, you have any suggestions on that?
I don't really have any additional suggestion. If we gonna, I need to know if you want it to be part of the asset value or if you want to expense it.
so it would not be, most of it would not be expense, because it would kind of work like the way we did Wolf Cache. So the only stuff that would be expensed would be, and that would go under a separate thing, would be like the field support, because I noticed it was like field support where we bought food, and that would just go under field support, and then there would be, so some, I think some items.
Well, all this stuff came from Fraser Park Lumber. So it's a total of about, maybe $900.
And the concrete ain't, I mean, we didn't buy the antenna, we're already paying Nest for that separate. The concrete is what, the concrete, some rebar, just petty stuff like that, and that won't be an asset because it's not really, that, the antenna's gonna be an asset, but the base isn't, the concrete isn't gonna be an asset, it's really just an
So we
expense.
should probably expense it just
We
under,
call it,
under just.
I thought we would call it building expense, because it's part of the structures in the corporate yard, but I don't know what you want. That's why I put a
That
question
gets
mark.
really confusing.
Well, we're never gonna address concrete in the ground again, are we, after this
I
point?
think, can we discuss it as part of the book asset?
Sure.
And then that
Yeah,
way we have an ad hoc to discuss it and we can figure that out, Deborah, because it sounds a little tricky.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a good idea because you need to look at those values and consider how they are going to affect the value of your asset
Right. So
versus expensing them because it's under the what?
can you leave those in the to be reclassed?
Yes, she has it there.
Okay. perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so that's,
Accounts payable.
accounts payable.
Book asset.
Book assets, we haven't met.
We haven't met, but we have a meeting planned on the 21st. So we'll be meeting to go over some more additional items.
Okay, budget committee.
Budget committee, we're also going to be meeting on the 20th. And we did go through, we did have a meeting a couple days ago, and we're still just on the income. We haven't quite, we touched on a couple items under expense, but we're slowly going over things. But we are doing the 5-year, and so it takes a little longer because we're projecting out the 5-year and changing things. So.
Okay, and then the treasurer committee, we're
We're gonna go to the bank.
We're gonna go to the.
We have a date.
Okay. All right, now on the financial business, 8, discussion vote on accounts payable and financial information. That's you, Deborah.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so we cut a total of 31 checks out of the operating revenue account for a total of $36,957.04. And the extraordinary items in the transaction, if you look on the check detail, page 2, we had $9,041.87 paid to ACWA JPIA for employee benefits, medical, dental, and vision. On page 3, the Visa card, $3,236.07. And then on page 5, the Edison bill for $6,334.38. And I made a payment on account, I think you discussed this a little bit earlier, to AT&T for 300, where is it? Where did it go? $341 as a partial payment on the account.
I had one question, Debbie.
Yes.
On the balance sheet, I was looking at the account, it says Lake of the Woods Planning Fund, account number 10026. It showed a negative $8.51, but that account has not, I mean, it had like 300 and some dollars before the bank took that $13 out of it. So I don't know how that could be a negative.
Okay, it's not a negative today. It was a negative as of May 31st.
Well, before that, I had put money in there. I mean, checks have cleared. Well, let me go to the account here. Hold on a second. That's 8. Find that. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Hold on a second. Well, is the bank charging us then because we had a negative balance? Because I don't see how we could have had a negative balance unless we bounced a check. Because we cleared, trying to find the account. All these. Kind of hard to.
I can't give you a definitive answer at the moment because I don't have access to the QuickBooks account nor the bank account, but I think it's a date issue.
Hold on.
We didn't bounce any checks.
That's what I'm aware of. That's why I'm saying it couldn't be because.
That's a register balance, not a bank balance, and it's as of the 31st. But I can't tell you.
Where are you seeing that? On Lake of the Woods?
So in other words, you ain't gonna be able to resolve it tonight anyway, so you.
Well, I mean, the May 31st statement said we had an ending balance of $288.49. And so, I could see where, so it was showing, so it's showing.
The register.
So it's showing the uncleared one of 297. So it was showing it as a negative because they took $13 out of the because they took a $13 charge. That's what it is.
Right, but that item hasn't even been cashed yet. That's the check
right. Well,
hasn't
that's
been
what
cashed.
I'm saying. Yeah. Okay.
So visually it's a minus, but reality.
Right.
It's
reality,
not.
it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
because your register accounts for that check having been issued, but it has not yet been cashed.
Okay.
And if they return the $13, we should be fine. If they don't,
Well, I've already transferred the $13 over
Okay.
to cover that. I've already covered it. Okay, I just had a question, and now I understand. Thank you. Okay, I will, accept a motion to pay our bills.
I will move that we pay our bills.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
Okay, roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
aye.
Director Nyman is an aye. 3-0-2 absent. Motion carried. Ooh, I like doing that. Nice having a gavel. Okay. All right. So thank you, Deborah. I think that's all we need for you tonight.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Have a good evening.
All right. Okay, on to unfinished business. 9, discussion vote on Fraser Park Consolidation Planning Project. A, discussion vote on production well property appraisals.
This is in process. We've had,
So yeah, that's you, D.
Let's see.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier, right? That's the
Yeah, so
process.
you can't really
Right,
say
it's
in
not-
process.
Yep. I'll contact Valbridge and have them go ahead and put the appraisal between 2 covers and send us a copy.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
B, discussion vote on moving forward with resolution for the intention to purchase the production well.
we need to table that for the moment.
We'll table that, okay? C, C and D needs to be tabled, right?
Well, so D, we need to get together to work on the sphere of influence. Now,
We'll have to schedule a time, Lisa.
right. In
So.
all of our spare time. So, I just want to keep putting that out there because we're past the time, we've adjusted the timeline a little bit, but, we just probably need to just adjust the timeline further, but I just don't want to let it, keep pushing forward and us not work on it because we've got so many things going on, because it's going to be, coming up due with a whole lot of other stuff at the same time. So the sooner we can get to that, the better.
Okay.
So I know we had talked about the project committee and you and Johnny getting together. We just need to figure out a date for that.
All right, I'll send out an invitation for a meeting.
Okay.
And
The same with D.
D can't really move forward until we have that sphere of influence map. So D would be tabled while we work on the map's the very next thing we need to do. And then after that, the MSR.
Okay. E, discussion vote update on claims and payouts. That's you, Carlos.
No claims and payouts until the state planning meeting.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I did get a message from Eric Manzano that he wanted the sign forms, which I was so confused because I sent him in that email, and then he was asking for them, and he says, "Can you send me the signed forms?" The forms I sent you are signed, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I sent them to him again, and he didn't have any response. So I guess that's what he wanted, but I don't know why, because I sent them the first time.
Keeping you on your toes.
And so the next claim, like I said, will be, the draft claim will be in the state planning meeting.
Right, that'll be 19.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything else on that, so,
Did 10, did 11.
we did 10 and 11, so, I think you're ready to, say goodnight, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos.
Okay, and I'll send all the stuff to Tiffany tomorrow. And if she has any questions, she can get back to me.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay, have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
12, discussion vote update on Cal OES Community Power Resiliency Allocation to Special District Grant. A, discussion vote update on purchasing the generators. Where do we stand on this? D,
You might have stepped away, his camera's on.
I did want to say we had Deborah go, but we had some discussion. I had some discussion with Deborah on the budget committee, the budget ad hoc, about putting the generators as a pre-purchase of an asset because we don't currently own them yet, but yet we've put money, we've expended money already, so that we are working on, so that there's a record of the fact that we've spent money, but we just don't have the items yet. So we're working on that.
He's back.
okay, D, discussion vote on purchasing the generators.
Well, we've told the contractor to purchase them. Curtis has been dealing with PTS and they have apparently they're going to eat about $20,000 to $30,000 of increases in generators. They told us the cost had gone up that much. We called the Caterpillar folks to Quinn to verify a couple of things. One is that load banks would be needed for any tier 4 units, whether they were theirs or somebody else's. And they indicated that they would have to add load banks in order to make any of their generators work, and that the prices had gone up on their generators in the same amount, around 6 to 7%. So PTS is eating that difference. And on top of that, they've guaranteed that they're, and we'll get it in writing, we got it in a meeting and Johnny remembers that, but that they will provide a rental generator at no cost to us if we ever do have a problem with the tier 4 generators with the load banks. We're thinking that likely with the load banks, we're not going to have any problems with them, but you never know. So that's where we are. We actually told these guys to get going with it.
Table B.
Okay, and B, yes. 13, discussion vote update on nitrate analyzer.
Okay, this afternoon, Hawk, which is the manufacturer of the analyzer, came out with the startup and PJ Electric. It appears that everything is working fine the way it is. Now the next step is to get with Jesse and find out what MCL level of nitrates he is going to make a set in there for it to kick the well off. Initially it's set at 10 right now, which is the legal limit, but
Right.
Jesse may have us put it at 8. And then we'll also further down the road as we go, we will discover any changes we want to make to how it reports or whatever. But so it's in. I'm going to contact Jesse Dellywall. I'm going to also contact the news. They reported before on it, and the Mountain Enterprise to show them what it looks like, how it works, try to instill a little faith in people, and we'll update you as things progress.
Okay. Okay, new business, 16, discussion,
Well, no,
Wait.
14.
14.
14, oh, did I miss something?
Yeah,
Oh,
Grand jury.
okay.
14, vote this,
we need to talk about this now, so it can go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, grand jury report. So I was supposed to do that. I've been so swamped that late this morning, I actually asked Tiffany if she could step in and help me, and she worked a miracle. And I read it. I'm very impressed with how it was written and the responses, and it's all Tiffany that knocked it all out in record time today. It addresses all the issues all the findings, and whether we agree or don't agree, and I think it's really well written.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. I only had one.
Tiffany pulled my butt out of the fire again.
Question. Which wasn't that we don't agree with the finding, but on the leak detection, it said that we were going forward, but it doesn't really. I mean, I think it's probably fine for the purposes of this letter, but I think it's R2. The district should research and locate, a leak detector that we hadn't implemented it yet, but we would, to do the leak detection at no cost. I just, it doesn't find any water leaks. I mean, there's some issues with leak detection too, even though it's a modern day.
I think there's a lot of issues with it, but the general sales pitch is that it's very accurate, and it does work in a lot of situations. I kind of disagree also with being able to find leaky septics, because we're not allowed to access people's property, and we're not allowed to go on people's property.
Right.
I think that's overstepping the bounds, but I also don't think that it's a sticking point that we need to address with the grand jury unless they come back and say, oh, well, wait, but we want you to do this, and then we will respond in that time. Because really the leak detection, I have applied for leak detection from Cal Water. So we've done what they've asked, and when they read this, and if they think that it should be something else, we can further respond with the reasons
that
why.
was my only worry, is that if we say that we haven't implemented it, but we will implement it, we're not guaranteeing that we're going to be able to go to all privately owned septic systems and make sure there's no leaks.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I'm a little worried.
Maybe we should change that to maybe implemented in the future. But we've applied to Cal Rural Water Association for leak detection services.
I would just say that it will be implemented in the future, that we've applied, but I just might put a little caveat that private septic systems are not, that our purview or whatever, our ability, that we can only look at private septic systems if we're invited onto their property.
Yeah, well, and I don't think that's something we even want to do. It's not our place.
Right, but in answering it this way, it looks like.
Request them.
Right, but in answering it this way, it looks like we're going to deal with privately owned septic systems.
Then I would say that we're going to provide leak detection services for our water lines, for the district's water lines.
Right, but that we're not able to.
It is not our place to.
Yeah, it's not our place.
Not our place to research private septic systems, because it's not. It's not our place to do that. We have no right as a special district to.
And so the recommendation has not yet been implemented, but will be implemented in the future for our water system.
Public water system.
Yeah, privately owned septic systems
are outside of our
purview
of.
Right.
The way I understand the finding, they want us to purchase this water leak thing within 180 days.
Well,
it just said research and locate.
Research and locate, so it kind of implies they would like us to purchase it, but by my being proactive and asking Cal Water to do it, that's showing that we are doing leak detection. We are complying with what they want. And they will, this goes back to the judge and the foreperson, and he'll kick it back if he has any further questions about that. We can explain that.
Okay, because the answer to me is that we're going to do it sometime in the future, but in the meantime, we're going to do this. And so I want to make sure that
I don't think that's it. I think they say to locate, it's simple. To research and locate. I've researched and located the leak detection.
I would say it has not yet been fully implemented.
Okay. I personally feel like they're going to be happy with the fact that we are already getting Cal Water to come in, and I'm pretty certain that they're going to know about the septic systems. But we could put the line in there that it's not in our,
I think that's important because we don't wanna like say that we're gonna take responsibility for private.
yeah, if we were a, public water, and sewer utility,
Right.
it'd
then
be
we
different,
would
but
have
we're
to,
not,
but
we're not that guy, so.
Right.
Right, yeah, I think we need. to
Other
put
than
in
that,
there.
I thought it was really, really
The
well.
only question that I had is on finding F3, when it talked about the boardroom, in the response, weren't we gonna put something about the fact that we are current, that we also are doing hybrid meetings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in there somewhere.
It's in the response portion.
The meeting had only a few boxes.
It's in the response, the R section as opposed to the findings. So under R1, it gets addressed. So there's findings and then there's recommendations. So she recommended it under the response to the recommendation.
Oh, okay, I see, never mind. Okay.
Yeah. So with that correction, Tiffany can send it.
Yeah, so I'd like to move that we make a couple corrections to make it just a little bit clearer and then send this off.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's and I. 302 absent. Motion carried. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
15 is tabled.
Okay, on the 16th, vote on public meeting preparation.
The general one we added at the last meeting, just, Director Kelly had asked about shirts. And then you said, well, let's put an agenda item just to talk about anything we think we might. Since the meeting's at the end of this month.
How far away? 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks and 2 weeks.
On the 25th,
We have another meeting right before that, right?
yeah, the 23rd.
I mean, in answer to the shirts, I think we should wear, they don't have to be the same. But I think we should do what we do for the board meetings.
Just where?
I sometimes do, I sometimes don't. That's why I was wondering.
Well, I'm saying for that, I think we should wear something that identifies us as a board member as opposed to.
And walking pairs,
That exists.
2 or more.
Okay.
And we're doing waters and
Yeah,
And
well,
stuff.
waters and coffee. We have the coffee, the big coffee pot in the kitchen here that we only use that. So we'll have coffee and water.
Okay, 17, discussion vote on contract with Resolute HR Services.
And this was something they came across. They wanted to do electronic signing. That's how they do it now with this new company. So I printed it out. Said that the link was going to expire. I didn't care. This is something for you guys to decide. Yes, it's the same as before, and you want me to direct me to go electronically. And sign it.
When do they need it by?
They didn't really say for sure, but
Because I think, well, when does our contract expire?
August 4th, it says.
So I would push that we table this until we have all 5 directors.
yeah, and we could table it till the next board meeting where everybody has a chance to peruse it
Right.
again, so that's good. I wasn't gonna sign it.
So I move to table the Resolute contract until our next board meeting.
Okay, but
Our next regular board meeting, not the planning meeting.
I was just gonna ask Johnny, how much of this does he use, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I think we can talk about that, because I think we might be able to remove fun stuff.
So we'll go over. it.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, roll call, Director, Terry Kelly has seconded the motion. Director Garcia is absent, Director Gibson's absent, Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye, 302 absent, motion carried. Table, okay. 18, discussion vote on general manner attending the 2022 Neptune Connect Users Conference.
Okay, I printed this because the salesman was pushing it, but anybody who's currently buying or planning on implementing these meters that we're hoping to get for the smart meter project, they recommended going to this conference, and there's live sessions and all the benefits and all the different things you can do, and training on how it's used, and all of that stuff is there. So I put it out to ask if you guys want me to go. As a side note, the other convention you were going to send me to in San Diego, I opted to not go. Initially, my wife's surgery was scheduled for during that time, so I couldn't get in time. And then when I tried to, when the surgery was moved, the room rate wasn't available anymore, so it was going to cost too much. So I just scratched that. I'll do that next year. So now this thing came up, and it's August 14th through 16th. So it's up to you if you guys think it's beneficial for me to go or not.
This is the brand we're gonna get?
Yeah, that's the brand that we're trying to get for sure, because this is the brand, Neptune is the brand that Lake of the Woods is using.
Okay.
Because really, other than just the overview of what these things are capable of doing and how they work and all the rest of that is, still Greek to me. I just know from talking to Pam a little bit and the sales.
So how many days is that?
Well, it's the 14th and 16th, 14th through 16th, but obviously see what's happening on 16th.
If I might just chime in, just to give you my thoughts on it. Technology is changing rapidly, and in some cases, prices are dropping a bit. And, the more you learn about what's going on, Neptune is really, a lot of folks use Neptune. And I think it would be something that would be worthwhile, because you learn about what the latest is in the industry. And that pretty well applies not only to Neptune, but most of the other brands too. And, they're all competing with each other to develop better technology. So with the upcoming meter project, I think it would be a good thing for Johnny to have that experience.
So I'd probably drive out on Sunday, so then I would stay Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, and come home on Wednesday morning. Because it don't start until 4 o'clock is the check-in and all that stuff, so I'd have plenty of time to drive there and then get the room.
It says the topics repeat Monday and Tuesday, so.
Well, yeah, so you do one, because there are different breakout sessions too. There's different rooms for each one of the breakout sessions. So
I see.
you would do the
could
one on
probably-
Monday.
Yeah,
You pick which one you want to do on Monday, and then you do the other one you didn't do on Tuesday.
Good training, I mean, I don't.
And I'm not a gambler, so you don't have to worry about me staying there.
That's where?
Vegas. And the rooms are very reasonable. They're 180 a night plus taxes and fees, so that's a lot cheaper than a lot of things that we go to. Yeah.
Oh, it even says meals are included. Wow.
How many meals though?
I don't
I think
know.
it's just dinner.
On one
They
day.
got breakfast, they got
one
the
day I think
continental
it's dinner, but
breakfast.
yeah.
I got the dinner, yeah.
Okay, well,
I
I
don't
think
know
we
what
can
to
do
do.
this without Register?
I don't think the other board members are gonna balk at it either. You guys got
Yeah.
enough people to
I'll,
vote on.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we go ahead and send Johnny to the
Neptune Connect.
Neptune Connect conference. User conference.
Do I hear a second?
Second that.
Director Kelly has seconded it. We'll call the directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. 302 absent. Motion carried.
It says meals are included for the duration of the conference.
Yeah, that's what it says. And then Cheryl said it's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Nice. 19, discussion vote on hybrid meeting solutions.
If you want to table it, I emailed those questions and everybody's out of town and won't be back till next week, so.
I'll entertain a motion that we.
I'll move that we table, all, discussion under 19.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Director Kelly says seconded it. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson, absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. Motion carries, 302 absent. Okay, 20, review and approve meeting minutes for 5/12/2022.
Second would be problematic because we're missing Gary and Becky.
We were all here for, at least, so I'll move that we approve the regular meeting minutes for Thursday, May 12th, 2022. With any of the amendments that were sensitivity previous to the meeting, as well as any additional amendments for typos or other errors that we may not have caught or that may need to be corrected.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Director Kelly has seconded it. Director Garcia is absent. Roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. 302 absent. Motion carried. Okay.
And actually, only Garcia was missing at the other one, so I'll move that we, approve the regular meeting minutes for Thursday, May 22nd, 2022. With, any of the amendments that were sensitivity previous to the meeting, as well as any additional amendments for typos or other errors that we may not have caught or that may need to be corrected.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Director Kelly has seconded that. Roll call of directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. 302 abstention. Motion carried.
On the state meeting, we had previously, right? I forgot to
Yeah, it
bring
was
up
tabled
this
last.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, well, are you okay voting on that, Terry? The state meeting?
I didn't even get them.
No, we
Yeah,
got it
No, we got
last
last
time.
meeting.
And I know you had a problem with it before, so I'm asking, otherwise we should table that one to the next meeting.
You guys cleared that up?
Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay, so I'll move that we, okay, where is it? Hold on. I'll move that we approve the state update meeting minutes for 5/19/2022. With any of the
Without that, that verbiage?
yeah, with all our regular verbiage, here we go. With any of the amendments that were sensitivity previous to the meeting, as well as any additional amendments for typos or other errors that we may not have caught or that may need to be corrected.
Right here, a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, Director Kelling has seconded. Roll call on directors. Director Garcia is absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelling.
Aye.
Director Schoenberg.
Aye.
Director Nyman's an aye. 302. Motion carried.
Again, just on all three of those, I had not gotten to before the meeting because I didn't, so I do have just really small stuff. So just help me to remember.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, 21, discussion vote on future agenda items. We think
I think we've covered that.
we've covered everything. So 22, I'll a motion to adjourn.
I'll move that we adjourn.
Second,
Okay, Director Schoenberg has seconded the motion. Director, roll call of directors, Director Garcia. Oh, he's absent. Director Gibson is absent. Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Schoenberg,
aye.
Director Nyman's and I. Meeting adjourned at 8:27.
Good night, Dee.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Pam, for your help.
Oh, anytime, guys.
Good night, all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.